Alright, so the video I want to do today, and believe me, I haven't done a video in quite a while, life, and the fact that I'm working early mornings now at my job, so that hasn't left me with much time to really do what I want to do throughout each day. Anyhow, wanted to do a video today about gullibility. Now, given my situation, my disability, as a kid, I was exceptionally gullible. Kids, especially kids older than myself, would tell me things and I'd just believe them, like people would give me a wrong name, and I'd go with it. I would call people these certain names for years, and it was just ridiculous. I would have people, like the first time I actually acknowledged the existence of love bugs, when I was about 10 or 11 years old. I might have seen them earlier in life, but I didn't know what they were. But a friend of mine had made this concoction using water and food coloring. And he'd pour it on these love bugs to, I guess, make them appear as if they had mutated, when in fact they were just mating. It would be about a year before I would learn the truth, and that was pretty sad. So being about 12 years old, there's a lot of stuff, most normal teenagers would be adept to figuring stuff out about the world around them. And figure out, a lot of what I was told as a kid is bullshit. And they'd reach that conclusion about 14, 15 years of age. I, on the other hand, was closer to 20. Now, granted, I believed in Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny until I was 9. Which, for me, I considered that to be a little late to learn that truth, that they didn't actually exist. That obviously upset me to learn that truth, but I'm glad I did. Now, I was gullible in a lot of ways. I hadn't seen the movie Black Sheep yet, which came out in 1996. It's a Chris Farley, David Spade movie. I hadn't seen that movie yet, and so this kid who was in 8th grade and I was in 6th, he's like, "Hey, my name's Jack." I said, "Really? Oh, what's your last name?" "Me off." And something clicked. I'm like, wait a minute. But I believed it, and the other kids started laughing. And then I'm like, oh, now I get it. But you see, that's another example of how gullible I was as a kid. Now, there's one area you couldn't fool me on it, you couldn't play me on. It was obviously religion. Because growing up, all my friends would go to church every Sunday or every Wednesday, some even on Saturdays. Seventh-day Adventist. But I never understood that because, I wanted to play. I didn't want to be stuck at home bored by myself. So, sorry that this video is all over the place and I'm trying to walk my dog at the same time. Anyway, now, what we had here was I didn't like that. That all my friends would be going to church and I'd be stuck at home. And it wasn't... I didn't have a desire to go to church. So, even in the rare event that I did go, I didn't participate because I didn't understand what was going on. So, yeah. So I drew my own conclusions about religion and what it involved. And although I didn't label myself as an atheist until I was 24, I was always a religious skeptic as a kid, as a teenager. No, religion was the one area that you could fool me about anything else. You could bullshit me on anything else. Just not religion. I don't know why. That's one thing I never fell for. I mean, yeah, I believed in the conventional stuff of religion, but I just thought that was cultural. I didn't realize that, oh, you have to believe. Oh, yeah, you'll go to hell if you sin. I heard plenty of that, trust me. I still hear that. And it's not to say, and here's where I'm going to get contradictory, so yeah, go ahead and call me out on it right now. There are still things I'm pretty sure I'm still gullible about. Work from home scams, for one. It's like, I know they're bullshit, but I'm desperate to make more money. So I'll look for every avenue to make that money. Because a slightly above minimum wage job, that's not enough for me. But I watch these videos online. It's like, what if you could make $10,000 a week, working only 10 to 15 hours a week? Well, I found the secret. I've cracked the code. And you don't need to be a program. You just need to let the money come to you. Things like that. Things like that. So, I probably should know better than to look at these sites, but I guess I do it now just for the amusement. It's like, oh, the poor saps who actually do get duped by this stuff. It's amazingly funny. So, yeah, the point is, everybody is still gullible over something. Everybody. Doesn't matter who you are. You could be the most rational person in the world, but you'll still fall for some line of bull. You'll still fall for something. And that's just how things work in the world. But I just started talking to myself and thinking about this topic, and I wanted to share it with you. No matter your age, you can still be gullible.